The Ryanair Chase. Proof that jump racing is better than flat racing. We don't want to watch horses being covered in fields. We want to watch true champions coming back year after year after year. And that's what we've got here. We've got Tanya, Bill and Claude to find the winner in this pantheon of greats. And in this pantheon of greats, you're probably head of the tree, so you can go first. Come on. What's going to win the Ryanair Chase, Claude?
I'm going with Don Cossack. Very boring, I suppose. Favourite. It's funny that this has been sponsored by Ryanair for 10 years and the Irish have never had a winner. Michael O'Leary's had 2 seconds, but he's never had a winner. And I think Don Cossack, you could say, well, he fell in the RSA Chase last year, and I can still hear the groans that went up when he went on the canvas.
Well, weren't any near me, I can tell you that.
But he's won his last 4 races. I think Gordon Elliott is a very underrated trainer. I think he's going to be a major force he is now. But from now on, I'm sure he's going to emerge as the only sort of threat to Willie Mullins in the Emerald Isle. I like this horse a lot, as I say. O'Leary would love to win this race. He's had 2 seconds. He sponsors the race, and I think he comes to Cheltenham with a great chance. Boulder Success, FFF, if you don't mind me saying so. There are his form figures for Cheltenham. So that's not a great boost for him. Q Card, I love old Q Card, but surely we've seen the best of him. Yeah. He won it 2 years ago. I can't see him upsetting the apple cart. So Don Cossack for me.
Ground, Bill? Don Cossack, will it need soft ground,
yeah,
do you think?
It won't be quick ground, so I don't think the ground will be an excuse. I think he's run once there, doesn't necessarily have the course form. It's that terrible word value. Is he value at 7-2? I don't think he is. I think he's the most likely winner. But I wouldn't want to back him at 7-2. Q Card, like you said, is he the horse he was? He hasn't shown anything this season that suggests he is. Boulder Success has had excuses around Cheltenham. Alan King's come out and said, he was blinded by the sun on one occasion, and there's lots of and there was a delay. I think it was the delay in the start of the Triumph that cost him.
He forgot his Ray-Bans.
Yeah, exactly. But once or twice is fine. 3 times is probably careless.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, the 2 horses that really interest me are John Spirit and My Few, however you pronounce it.
Beginning to think I should have gone before you.
I've always been a fan of John Spirit. I mean, there's the old course, new course split in form. He's got very good form on the old course and not on the new course. I think he's the horse I most like. He travelled so well in the King George and just didn't seem to get home. John Joe hasn't had a great season. They're coming back into form now. Better ground will suit. The run in the Paddy Power off that weight was unbelievable. Hit the front a bit too soon. I think he'll be ridden with more constraint, and I think he'll run really well. And I think Nicky Henderson's My Fury will run really well too. Better pronunciation this time round. But I think
really.
Not really. She ran really well recently. That's good. And I think Henderson beforehand was saying she's not quite ready. So I think she'll be primed for this. Her jumping is the biggest asset.
She's a spring horse.
Well, she jumps unbelievably well. She won the top one last year, and I think I would back the package 8 and 10 to 1 between the pair of them to see off the shorter price ones at the front.
Well, I'll be quick and I'll go because I was going to say exactly the same thing. I mean, Don Cossack, been there, fallen, probably wants soft ground for me. Q Card, everyone's favourite horse out there, but doesn't really seem like the same horse. Boulder Success, fallen, unseated rider, fallen, whatever you want. No way am I going to be backing that. John Spirit, fantastic course form, just solid round there every time. But I would just side with Marfiol, who I think if you asked Henderson who the best jumper he's got in his yard is, he'd probably come out with her. She just jumps and jumps and jumps. Anything with good in it, ground-wise, she'd become a serious betting proposition for me. Yeah. Particularly each way call to the odds. You're on at 5-2 a place, so I really can't see her being out the 3. So I'm gonna go with that. That'll be my bet in the race, Marfiol.
I agree in the fact that that's why Boulder Success won't win. That was his one and only time he's going to beat Marfiol.
Yeah.
Because he was just closing the deficit. Yeah.
We can play that one back.
No, I just thought that she ran a cracker at Ascot last time. I thought John Spirit was never placed to challenge in the King George. He travelled very well, and that would counteract Q Card, because Q Card ran in the race to win the race and didn't run too bad, just ran out of petrol to jump. But John Spirit travelled incredibly well, never placed a challenge, job done, fantastic race he ran, and he's got course form. Don Cossack, you mentioned, value's gone, best form perhaps on the penultimate start, and he beat Lord Windermere. My selection, Edouard. Here you have a horse that conceded weight to many clouds at Carlisle and was only beaten a length and a quarter for giving him £6. Then, on his second start this season, ran in the Peterborough Chase and come up against wily old Wishful Thinking in Good Heart, and still not beaten too far. And I just think Edouard, another one, looking forward to better ground, but very, very inexperienced, and don't think many people know the threshold of his improvement. And I think this is a good placement by Nicky Richards. He hit our sphere when he won at Ayr, Edouard. And I think we don't know enough about him yet, and at 20 that's massive.
And he'd be a hell of a, if he was trained by Nichols or
He
Henderson, he'd be 10 or 8.
Yeah.
Well, if Bill's becoming the Mullins press man, you're becoming our northern correspondent, and you're just covering the wine clod, so that's fine.
But I should point out that Nicky Richards is one of what I call the festival virgins. He's been training forever. He's never had a winner at the Cheltenham Festival.
Time for change.
They all told you it'd happen one day. So
Just one little interesting footnote to this race is the Ryanair could be the only race at the festival without a Willie Mullins runner. Could be the only race of the whole meeting. That's why I was looking for one.
You're going to buy one for us?
Yeah.
I was going to say the favourite's not odds on.
Yeah,
the favourite's not
He's
odds on.
frightened of Don Cossack.
Right, yeah.
Coming in selections.
Edouard.
I wanted a couple of the two, but if you put a gun to my head, I'd go John Spirit.
Only because you can't pronounce the other one.
Yeah.
Despite 8 of the last 9 winners have all won at Cheltenham before, I'm going with Don Cossack.
And I'm going to go with Marfiel. But with whatever you guys back in the Ryanair, we wish you all the best of luck.